So when it really starts dawning on us that pure love, pure being is resting everywhere, always. Everywhere, always. Here, now, resting. That's what you are. That's what is. You really get that. First you can get it upstairs here. But when you notice by just sitting and receiving, kind of having the pores of your skin and the pores of every cell open, you get kind of taken from all directions. And it just wakes up to itself. And it's realized also in your body. But more and more you can also then notice like, oh yeah, like, how is this moment experienced right now? By this pure love. First we think all there is it's me. And but then realizing, what is that? Is it all me? I want to be fulfilled. It's me, 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 me. And yes, we all have that. Till something changes, till you notice like, oh wow, there's actually more than me. We start looking outside our prisons of me or our fences, and realizing there's actually more. And the more that start dawning on us and we start experiencing it in the body being, it's not just a head trip, you could say. It's a whole body trip. And the body, even right now when I'm speaking, you don't even need to understand all the words. It's just notice what gets touched in your body. That your body is always touched by the transmission. We're all being hit by the transmission, by the energy of being, of pure love. And that's what's being experienced in our body. And the more we're intimate with that, as now, the more there's aliveness in the body. And also whatever is standing in the way of that aliveness to be experienced is being experienced. So it's all simultaneously. But now, just notice in your body being, there's aliveness, spaciousness. That's always here. Between your ears, you have some other ideas, perhaps. But it's here. It's you. It's pure love radiating, bringing order and coherence in the body. So that's the highest frequency that we have on this planet. And the more we hand ourselves over to that highest frequency of pure love, pure being, the more we become that realized. Yeah. I'm sure you understand the words. And to live it is a whole other story, right? And that's the opportunity right now to live that. And to live it is not, I go out there. Actually, you just stay here, put. And just allowing by having the pores of your skin open and the cells in your body open, and receiving the radiance of the silence of this pure being. And I will never ever be able to put it in words. But every time I just notice every moment. It's so alive. It's life itself. It's the biggest power there is. Nothing is more powerful than that. Nothing mind-made is more powerful. And pure love and pure being and the radiance, it's radiating right now in your body. It's bringing life and deep peace. You don't do it. You cannot do it. It's here. It's what you are. Yeah? It's what you are. All there is here right now is sitting is pure love and pure being. Is her. And it creates all these different forms. Because when you look around, every form is different. Different colors of hair, skin, male, female, anything. That's all pure love. It's all pure love, pure being. Nothing else. The more we taste it, just tasting it right now, tasting the subtle vibration in your body, tasting, receiving, being zapped by the silence. It's alive. It's the highest being that exists, the highest frequency that takes care of everything. It's a way higher consciousness than any pill, any thought, anything. So how would our lives be when we would fully trust pure love, pure being? And holding that question like, how is this moment, how is now experienced as pure love, as pure being? Or how does pure being experience this moment right now? Then you cannot but stop bowing, but you don't even know what you're bowing to. It's just more and more you start radiating as pure love, pure being. People will ask you, well, what do you do? Or how is it that you're so settled in yourself? Or even though there are all kinds of experiences of sad or happy or elated, or there's this steadiness. And that, in my experience, is the most profound practice. Possibility of cultivation in our lives, of coming back over and over and over and over to pure being, pure love, living our lives as that at all times and all situations. And you will find out that over time a natural detachment happens from a lot of things. Just a lot of things are just not interesting anymore that used to perk your interest. You cannot but being completely one have melted in and as the one being that you are. And move as that, live as that, which is very life. It's kind of being kissed and kissing all of life all the time. It's quite wondrous. I've moved to this beautiful place with a huge garden, and I have all these vegetable beds, and finally can plant my own vegetables, and just to know how alive that is, I talk with every seed and every plant and everything. I did already anyways, but it's all is so alive when we receive life, when we are with another, aliveness. Every form is life. How do we relate to any form? Your couch, your glass, take it in your hand. It's feeling it. Yeah. Or plant, touching it. Or touching yourself, touching your, feeling it. It's very alive. And brings us always here. Always. And that's the only thing there is. And that's pure love. It's pure being. It's our foundation. So I would say today is an invitation to completely rest. As who you are and nothing less. And it's important also to be aware it's not about being numb. Like, I'm really still. But it's like there's something relaxing and focused, but not over focused. It's relaxed focus. Relaxed. I used to dance a lot, African dance. So here in Santa Cruz, we had like African dance classes, like West African dance and Congolese African dance, etc. That each has its own choreography, and we have the luck here to have these amazing teachers coming from Africa and staying here. And I remember one of my favorite teachers, well, I guess they're all my favorite teachers, but especially one, and his classes would always be such high energy, and everybody was like, there was this radiance in the room. And basically, the only thing he would say, Alassane was his name, was relax, relax, relax. So we would do a certain form and dance towards the drummers, certain choreography, live drumming, and then often he would just stop everything, have it quiet, and say, relax, relax. That was all. But it was so deeply implanted that at least but I could see with everybody, you just start relaxing. When you hear that every time, it kind of starts dawning on you. Okay, well, I guess that's all I need to do. And then, of course, as in every part of life, the movement takes you. And then the energy takes you. You don't have to think anymore. You're just in this one movement. There's a whole class. And it was always so alive. And there was an utmost peace in that class simultaneously. And you could see when he was dancing, when he was doing the moves, and he was completely relaxed. You could see there was just stillness dancing, always. And that's it. Doesn't matter what move we make. It's just relax. Because pure love, pure being is always resting. And any movement comes from that. It can be very fast. when you dance West African dance, a lot of jumping and, very alive. That's where it comes from. And then it doesn't matter if, in a way, you make a mistake or a wrong move. It doesn't matter. And then you come back to coherence. And there's another teacher, it's kind of a funny story, but just keeps going to say, but another teacher, my Congolese teacher, is another kind of move. It's more down and more, very sensual, also very alive. And he had that same, when you saw him dancing, I was like, or when you see him dancing, it's very alive. And you could see whenever he makes a mistake, it doesn't matter. He just keeps going. But I don't know why I want to say this, but often we start with a warm-up. And when he just had moved from Africa, from Congo here, we were all kind of taking care of him, and it was not easy for him to land here. And so he then, probably still, would smoke a lot of pot. And then sometimes in class, he would come kind of stoned. But then we would do steps. Yeah. He would say, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, or whatever we were doing. But when he would have that, and still, even though he was, in a certain energy because he had smoked, but in another way, there was this same relaxedness in his move. There was nothing different, just came a little bit different out of his mouth because we would do certain steps like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but he would then count like 1, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7, and perhaps this is not funny now when I speak it, but it was so funny. So we were all giggling. And he was also just learning to count in English. So it was this whole combination, but simultaneously there was this aliveness and fun and this deep peace because we all kept on moving. And that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if you make a so-called mistake or do the wrong thing. There's this steady going on. I'm not saying here, get all stoned, and that's not what I'm saying. It's just the resting, the pure being is always here. It's what we are. And we all know we do the best we can. Even when we sit in meditation, we have so many expectations how we're supposed to feel and do and sit. And which is understandable. It's good to have a focus. It's good to learn to sit and rest. But when you so-called little out of it, as we sometimes can think, where there's a lot of busyness in the body, we think there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's just movement in body. But the mind puts a story on it. This is good. This is bad. It's neither good nor bad. It's just what is. And I know you have heard this before. It's just an invitation to know that all is well at all times and all situations. Will we be challenged? Yes. It's not always easy to live on planet Earth, as you probably have noticed. And the more we're resting as pure love, the more ease there is with the comings and goings. Yeah, the more ease.